All right, how's it going, everyone? Nick Atkin here. I'm back with another live show. It's the Monday show, our favorite show. Yes, the original and best. Should be a good one today. I've got a chat lined up with Stella Hemetsberger, none other than the woman who will challenge or contest, shall we say, Jackie Buntan for the strawweight Muay Thai title. She is here. Going to add her in now. What's up, Stella?
Hello.
Good to see you. How are you?
Good to see you. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm sorry for the snafu with the timing. I
No
believe Fi
worries.
told you she thought you were in Austria, so she she told Stella 3 p.m. which because you're 6 hours back in Austria, but you're actually in Thailand, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm in Thailand already.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Thank you for
No
joining us.
worries.
Still, I know it's getting late over there, 8 o'clock now, right? But I won't
Yeah.
keep you too long, I promise.
Thank you for having me.
No, it's my pleasure. Yeah, I wanted to catch up with you ahead of the big fight. Well, I guess my first question was going to be, yeah, how is the preparation going? But good to see you already out in Thailand. How long have you been there?
I've been here 7 weeks, almost 2 months.
Oh wow, you taking it seriously then?
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I've got to say it's probably the biggest fight of your life. Is that correct?
Probably that's pretty accurate, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was quite shocked. No, I thought kickboxing primarily is your thing, right? So were you shocked to get a title shot straight away, first of all, but in Muay Thai as well? Did that shock you?
Well, shock maybe no, but like it was a big thing like straight away, but so I was like, yeah, sure, I have to do that and I want to do that, but like of course, it went all pretty quickly in the past year, I would say.
Yeah, feel like when I met you, I think it might have been your second fight in one, maybe
Yeah,
your
I think.
first. I kind of yeah, and then you got one more, and you got the contract straight away. It's been like such a whirlwind for you, hasn't it? Did you
Yeah,
expect this to happen so quickly? Not just getting the contract, but getting your first title shot. I imagine maybe in your head you were thinking, let me just get my feet wet first in Lumpini in one stadium. But it's all happening straight away, isn't it?
yeah, it's all happening straight away. Well, to be honest, like I didn't expect it to go that quickly. Of course, it was a goal to go that way, but yeah, it has. To be honest, it's like it has worked out everything like pretty well, and like I can't complain. It's exciting.
Yeah. Does does part of you want or wish that you had more time to get used to everything in one, and or were you happy to get everything you wanted straight away? But yeah, would you maybe like to take it a bit slower?
I think everything is going the way it's supposed to be, and like if it's going quickly, it's supposed to be quickly. So yeah, like I think it's a good thing as well. So I can like just advance and like I don't have to wait around and things like that. So I'm happy to get like fight back to back and like getting bigger fights and now obviously the biggest fight. So I think actually like it's a good thing for me.
Of course, and you've got to realize as well. I guess if you win this fight, if you beat Jackie, she has another belt as well. So you probably would be challenging her for that belt. Are you already dreaming of having two titles on your shoulders, being a two-sport champion, or just focusing on this one first? I imagine.
Well, I like to go like step by step. So like now I have the first goal. Like the number one goal is to win that fight, and everything that comes after comes after. But like I like to go step by step and like achieve the goals first before I have the next goal set.
Well, I will get some more questions for you. I just want to say hello to some people in the chat. Official Lewis, what's up? One of my members. Hope you're doing well. And Keith, shout out to Keith as well. If you have any questions for Stella as well, please get them in. I would love to ask you some more as well. How long? Sorry, where have you been training in Thailand? Where do you normally base yourself?
I'm training in Phuket Fight Club. So like for all of
Oh,
my fights in Lumpini, one Lumpini, I've prepared there, and for this one, I'm also preparing there.
you bring your own team out from Austria, or do you use some of the coaching setup there too?
No, like I'm all with Phuket Fight Club set up there now, and I'm also gonna be with that team for the fight.
Who's coming out? Will Leo be there? Leo Elias.
He will be there too, yeah.
Love that guy. Yeah, I mean, so many amazing fighters there, though. You must be learning so much from the likes of Alicia, the champ. You know, what have you spoken to her about?
Sorry.
What have you spoken to her about? Have you spoken to Alicia Rodriguez?
Yeah, well, like that amazing fighters, Alicia and like the team was one of the main reasons why I first came to Phuket Fight Club. And it's just an amazing environment because like you have so many good fighters there, and like you get the chance to improve like with having all the good fighters there. Like you just get pushed every day, and of course having Alicia there, like she's been like before I came, like Alicia was always a person, or still is a person I really look up to. So it's just amazing to train together with people like this.
So, are you now basing yourself there? You're living there full time, or are you planning to split your time back in Europe?
I'm splitting my time, so I'm doing like the fight camps and the fight preparation. I'm doing out here in Thailand, but like I'm not based here full time.
Oof. Well, it's a lovely place to be, Phuket.
Yeah.
I guess they're getting busy. They're getting ready for a show as well this week, right? Pan Payak will main event. One Friday
Yes.
fights 122, which I will talk about later. Are you going to be going down to watch that show to Bangkok?
Nah, I'm just full on training right now. I won't be going to Bangkok for that one.
So you'll
I'll
be
watch
getting
it for
there.
sure, but from here.
When will you arrive? I guess it's going. Yeah, it's next week, isn't that right?
It's
September.
next week.
Yeah.
I think we're heading out on Tuesday, so
Okay.
in a week, basically.
Well, I'll see you there again for another interview, I
Looking
imagine.
forward.
Yeah. What's it like? Have you been getting a lot of media requests now? Is this all new to you, or is it something you take in your stride?
Well, it's definitely been the most media requests regarding a fight, I guess. But as we've said before, it's the biggest fight so far. So, yeah, it's been the most for this one.
You seem quite good at it, though. From my dealings with you, you seem very warm and eager to talk to people. And have you been media trained? Have you been doing this, or are you just quite a? Is that a natural side of your personality?
Well, thank you very much, first of all. No, I haven't been media trained or anything. Like, I've had some media experiences now in the past years, but nothing professionally trained or anything.
Well, that's good. Very impressive. You're good on the mic. I remember after that fight, I saw you win. You came prepared. You're ready. Do you practice these things in your head? Do you know what you're going to say when in the ring after, or does it just come to you?
Nah, I don't practice it at all because, like, in moments like this, it will be out of my mind, anyways. So, like, I think after fight interviews is actually like it's almost funny when I rewatch it because in that moment I'm just like so excited. Like, obviously, after the win, I'm so excited. So it's just like coming out of me.
Well, I got a question from Anonymous, one of my members as well. What's up, Anonymous? Thanks for your support. Asking who's your dream opponent after Jackie? I didn't know, is Jackie one of your dream opponents? But if not, yeah, who else would you dream about facing?
Well, Jackie definitely is a very good opponent for me, I guess, and a very good opponent to put on a good fight. So that is very cool to fight her. But as I said, like I like to go step by step. So this is my next goal, my next step, and whatever comes after that, or like gets offered to me after that, like I'm happy to take.
Damn, I was going to throw some names out at you, but I guess
No.
you're too focused on the
Yeah,
not at least the next one,
I'm
maybe.
like this right now, so I'm not even like thinking about like that and that and that. It's like for me, it's like this one, and then like I'll get my head. After that, I'll get my head around other things.
Yeah, well, I don't blame you. We'll see. If you win, maybe I can ask you some other names, I'm sure. But we'll talk about Jackie now. Yeah, I love watching Jackie fight for the last few years in one. Very impressive. I love her team as well. Her coach Brian Popejoy at Boxing Works. You know, how much do you know her team? Have you interacted with them ever before?
I've I've seen them before when I was at One for Other fights, but I've never really like interacted with her team or anything, so I don't know them.
Yeah, but it was a very close fight against Anissa when she won the kickboxing belt. I don't know what your thoughts on that fight were. Did you watch that one?
Yeah, I watched that one. I think it was a very good fight, and it was a close fight. Anissa is also a very strong opponent, but yeah, it was a good fight.
Yeah, that was November, I think. Good to see Jackie back. But Brian was asking me, her coach, about the new gloves because Chatri told me that one is bringing new gloves in, and Brian was wondering whether it's going to be used for this fight because Chatri said it will be September. Have you heard anything from one whether you'll be using new gloves for this fight? Presumably not, right? Because that might be quite crazy for you.
I haven't heard anything. I would also like I've seen online that they are talking about a new kind of gloves, but like to be honest, I just know what I've seen online. Like I haven't heard anything about the gloves, but maybe you know more about the gloves than I do.
Well, all I know is they're very similar to the new ones. Sorry, to the old ones.
Yeah,
Just gonna try and prevent eye pokes. So
but
it
like
might be a good
I've
thing.
seen
But
like it's like same padding. No, it's still going to be like 4 ounce. They just want to like put it together, kind of. No.
yeah, I think it's pretty much the same. It looks exactly the same, and it's 4 ounce. But I don't know. All I know is whenever anyone changes anything, people usually get upset. So I'm sure
I'll
everyone's
fighting
gonna
whatever
blame.
glove I get.
Yeah, they'll go back to the old one, I'm sure. Yeah, but it's what's it been like for you though with the 4 ounce gloves, the old ones, shall we say? Has this been your first experience training with them or and using them? What's it like?
Well, my first experience was in April, so that was also my first experience like training in them. I haven't trained in small gloves before that. But now obviously for that one I've been preparing in small gloves as well and like getting used to them and like I think it's like a different kind of training, different kind of fighting, but it can be like very exciting if you use them correctly.
Oh, yeah, my bad. I didn't even realize your last fight was Muay Thai. I thought it was
Yeah, that
kickboxing.
was
I wasn't
fun.
there for that one. I'm sorry. But it was I remember the knockout. I just remember the head kick, so I didn't even pay attention to the gloves because the kick was so spectacular.
Actually,
What?
actually, the knockout, like it's been talked about a lot, and like I've rewatched that video like many, many times because in that moment I didn't even realize how it happened myself. But I'm pretty convinced it was the left hook that landed before, and it was a delayed reaction. It wasn't a head kick because I kicked her like here, and I'm pretty sure it was the left hook I landed before that, and then like the kick just pushed her down basically.
Yeah, I remember looking at it because it didn't look like the kick landed flush, but it sort of hit the shoulder, and then
Yeah,
I
he
thought
like
the shoulder
underneath.
had like got into her and knocked her out, but I don't know.
I'm not 100% sure to be honest. Like, but I'm like 99% sure it was the hand that landed before, and it was a delayed reaction.
Well, it was spectacular either way. Uh, did you is that like the best knockout of your career?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I think
Well,
that was
it
like my first knockout, like really like knocking someone out like that. So was the best one for sure.
yeah, enough to get you a contract and a title shot. So I guess it's pretty good. Were
Yeah.
you were you thinking though you'd have to go back to kickboxing, or were you kind of hoping to get more Muay Thai fights? What was the process? You were happy for anything?
I was happy for anything to be honest. Like I wouldn't know if I would fight kickboxing or Muay Thai, but I'm happy to fight both. And yeah, like I'm happy to fight kickboxing. I'm happy to fight Muay Thai. So I was happy to hear I'm gonna fight Muay Thai again, but like I'm also happy if I fight kickboxing for the next one or like whatever we'll see.
Well, you used the oxygen body kick, asks Anonymous.
The oxygen body kick.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
not
not
sure what this is.
me neither, I'm sorry.
It's all good. Edwin sends us support. Keep on training, girl. I hope you give us the good fifth. I don't know what that means either, but some support from the chat.
Thank
Uh,
you.
Yeah, have you found your fan base has grown a lot since that knockout, since getting the contract?
I think like it's given me a lot of like media. I don't know the English word, but like publicity, kind of. Like so. Yeah, I think like it's definitely helped to grow my name as well, and just like make me more popular as a fighter.
But you seem to have a lot of popularity. I remember when I saw you, it was your second fight, yeah, against Anna Leah Moretti. That one definitely was kickboxing. I remember. Yeah, but you seem to already have a lot of fans. I remember when I saw you, I posted your a clip with our interview, and you shared it, and it went a bit crazy. Have you always had a lot of fans?
I've had quite a big base for a while already, I would say, but like it's definitely grown in the past months again.
Yeah, and I guess this time now it's going to get even bigger. This is such a new stage for you. Does the pressure feel different? I know it's the same stadium, but it's sort of a bigger show, different times in the morning. How are you approaching all of that? Is there a different mindset?
Of course, like it's a bigger stage, it's a different fight, like it's for a title. So there's a lot to it, and like it is very important to myself. But I'm just trying to look at it as another fight, and like putting the focus on putting on a good fight and putting on a good performance, and just like show what I can do in the ring, and just like focus on the fight itself.
Have you fought in the morning before?
No, in one.
Yeah,
I
you.
fought in the morning in my previous career, but I haven't fought in the morning in one.
What do you do different now? Are you trying to stay on a different time zone? I know some of the fighters when they come from America, if they're doing a morning fight, they might just stay on American time. But you've been out there so long, you will have, I'm sure, acclimatized. What's the plan with this?
To be honest, I train in the mornings as well. Like I'm used to training in the morning, hard training in the morning, so I'm not really changing my time zone or anything.
I suppose you are, of course, the main event. You won't be on too early, not 7 a.m.
Lucky me.
Yeah, that's rough for some of those guys and girls. I don't envy them. But yeah,
No,
you'll be maybe 11 a.m., something like that.
I guess so. Isn't a bad time. It's all right. It's not too early, so that's fine with me.
That's good. And I know a lot of fighters struggle with hydration. You will have had history with it on Friday fights, but it seems like even when fighters pass it on Friday fights, some of them struggle with it on fight night shows. I don't know why. Maybe it's the time of day. Have you been doing any planning for that side of things because of the different time? I don't know if it actually plays a part.
I'm working with a nutritionist again, so for that fight, I just want to make sure everything is on point. So like I want to make sure that is on point as well. So well, it's been fine so far, but like especially for the hydration part, like I want to be sure it's fine because as you say, like many fighters they pass it on Friday and they struggle on the big show. So I just don't want to have any issues there. And I'm working with a nutritionist again.
That's good to hear because a lot of fighters, I'm astonished always how many, especially
Yeah.
newcomers, they don't even think about it and they just turn up and they fail and they spend 3 hours trying to
Yeah.
pass and it just gets worse and worse and they waste everyone's time. I know, but good to see you're on top of it, Stella. We have
Definitely.
another question from New Guy. What's up, New Guy? Asking, a shame about Smilla Sandell leaving one. Yeah, what were your thoughts on that? I guess you're glad the title is there, but were you hoping to maybe face her? I know not many girls are lining up to face Smilla.
Well, Smilla is a tough opponent for sure. Um, but yeah, I think it's a shame she's leaving one, but like she's grown to an adult now, and like that weight class, obviously with her height, like it's just very difficult to make, and like there's not really many options she had left, in my opinion. So that was, I guess, the best option for herself.
Yeah, I wish her all the best wherever she goes.
Definitely. I'm excited to see her fighting again, to see her active again. I hope we're gonna see her fight soonish again. I don't know, but like actually, I think it's sad like we haven't seen her fighting in so long.
It's sad, yeah. I think she's going to MMA from what I know. That'll be fun.
Yeah, for
Have
sure.
you ever thought about MMA? And one, I know Alicia Rodriguez is gearing up for a switch to MMA. She told me, and Leo told me. I guess right now you're fully focused on this, but would a third sport ever tempt you in one championship?
Well, of course, like I've thought about it and things like that, but to be honest, I never say never, but I don't think it's gonna happen because like my professional career, I would say, is just like building up now and building up now. So like I want to focus on that and like I want to do really well at that, and then like I don't think I'm gonna transition to MMA because it's just like a whole new different sport you would have to learn and like take time again and everything. So, but yeah, never say never, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
You can shed some light on us, maybe for us, about Alicia. How's she looking in MMA practice? Because Leo was telling me they're already preparing, and he's obviously a black belt, and she must be working on that. Does she look like she may be a threat in the future to Denise Zamboanga and Stam Fairtex?
To be honest, I think Alicia can be a friend anywhere and like whatever she's doing. But unfortunately, I can't tell you too much about the MMA training because I'm just in Muay Thai now and I'm like really focused on my training myself. So I'm not catching up too much on like how the MMA training is going.
Oh, that's a shame. I really hope to see her there, but I wanted to ask you a bit more about your background. Can you tell us, yeah, what were your? I've done a basic bit of research, but you can help me out. How did you arrive in one? What got you to the dance?
In my first fighting one,
No, I
or
just
in
mean
general.
your career before one championship. Yeah, what?
So I've started fighting like 9 years ago. I had my first fight. And I've been fighting quite a lot of amateur quite for a long time. And then in the past 2 years, I would say I started fighting professionally. And then with the professional fights, I got the chance to fight in one Lumpini. But I've had quite a long and big amateur career and quite a lot of fights in amateur.
Did you compete internationally for Austria at competitions and things? Because I know
Yeah.
Martina Kaczynska kind of grew a fan base fighting for Poland and things. Did you do any competitions like that?
Yeah, it's basically like if you know Martina, like it's basically pretty similar to Martina. So I've been fighting for the Austrian Federation, for the Austrian national team, internationally, almost only internationally because there's not much going on in Austria. And like I've been going to world championships and like the world games that just happened again now. I was at the last ones as well. So like I've been like to a lot of international tournaments fighting for the federation. That's also like how my fan base is already like or was already quite big before I came into one, I guess.
Yeah, I imagine because I know Martina had so many fans already before she even made her debut, and now she's got a lot more. Do you know her quite well?
I know her, like we're not like super close friends or anything, but I've known Martina for a long time. I've seen her fighting in the amateur tournaments. I've watched her fighting there and like also watched her progress in one, and it's really cool to watch because Martina is also really, really good fighter and always exciting to watch.
Yeah, and gone down to atom weight for now, so I guess you won't have to cross paths, perhaps.
I guess no for now. But she's
uh,
also fighting in a smaller weight in amateur, so like I I don't think she's gonna move up in weight again.
yeah, she was telling me it was just the girls were too big in straw weight, and I think she's finding a new home at atom weight now. Do you see her as a future title challenger, perhaps?
I definitely see Martina as a title challenger. Like Martina is putting on good fights, putting on good performances. So like I definitely see her fighting for the title as well.
Yeah, I've enjoyed watching her rise, but it's all about Stella now. I don't want to keep you too long because we will cross paths again next week, I think. What does the process look like now for this week? You'll be this is the last week you're going to be going 100%, then you'll taper things off?
Yeah, so this week is still like a week of hard training, full training. And then like once we go to Bangkok, obviously it's gonna go down a bit and like focus on the weight and like make sure we're like 100% for the fight. But this week is still a week of hard training ahead.
I can only imagine. All right, well, I'll leave you alone, Stella. Thanks for speaking to me.
Thank you very much
next
for having
week. Me. Oh, of course, yeah. And I hope it all goes well for the rest of training.
Thank you.
Yeah, good luck. We'll catch up in Bangkok. All right.
I'll see you in Bangkok.
Appreciate your time, Stella. See you there. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Have a good night.
Bye-bye. All right. That was Stella Hemetsberger. She's joined us ahead of her title fight with Jackie Buntan next week. Hope you all enjoyed that quick chat. It was a fun one. Very nice woman. Yeah, I said it to her there, but I remember watching her second fight in one. I was there because I'm normally there once a month for fight night cards. So she was fighting the day before one of those, I think, and I always go down to Lumpini if I'm there and watch the Friday show, of course. And then, yeah, I saw her win that fight, interviewed her after. She just struck me as someone who was very savvy, already a future star, just looking right at you. And I was surprised when one pushed her up very quickly. I thought she'd maybe have to do a few more fights, but, I think she's ready, and she's going to be a good addition to the strawweight division, Muay Thai and kickboxing. So, yeah, it's been embarrassing. I didn't even realize her last fight was Muay Thai. I thought it was kickboxing. I didn't see it. I remember the knockout, but as I said to her, I just remember a head kick, so I wasn't even focused on the gloves. I didn't see the show at the time, but yeah, this is not her first Muay Thai fight. I thought she'd got a Muay Thai fight straight out of the gate, a Muay Thai title shot, so this does actually make more sense. So I'm glad to have figured that one out in my brain. Sometimes I make big errors like that. Apologies. A little embarrassing, but no, Stella's very nice. Do you think Pompek got robbed in the Friday Fight's main event? Nicolau asks. Such a good fight, but man, that was a terrible call. I heard, some people were saying this, and I think Chatri actually agreed with them, right? And has ordered a rematch. So I'll be honest, I didn't see that. I didn't see the main event. I think it was 2 weeks ago. So I don't know, Nicola. You tell me. Sounds like a lot of people think that is the case, though, and there will be a rematch. And I think there were 2 rematches Chatri has asked for. So yeah, we'll see. What's up, Edwin asking, why can't I watch on Friday anymore? I don't know. Which country are you in, Edwin? We will try and figure it out. I think some people are now having to pay a subscription fee for Friday fights, I think. Depends what country you're in. Not sure. But if you have any experience with that in the chat, let us know. Are you still getting it for free on YouTube wherever you are, or Facebook? I think it depends on whichever country you're in, whether that country has a broadcast deal, because then you may have to watch it on that platforms. To Kuwait. Okay. I have no idea, Edwin, the Kuwait situation with one championship. You may have to dig a little deeper on the internet for that answer. I don't know, actually, whether Kuwait has a broadcast deal for one championship. If they do, maybe you have to watch Friday fights on that platform, because from what I recall, someone was saying last week in one of these shows I did that Prime Video is now showing Friday fights in America. So might be the case. Yeah, you have to find whichever platform normally streams it there and then watch it there, which may involve a fee or a subscription. I don't know. Fingers crossed it's not too bad. Or you can do the old trick, the VPN, but I'm not going to encourage that. Anyway, how you all doing in the chat? Percy asking about Zhang Jingnan. Any news on her? Did one dissolve her division? I don't know about the strawweight MMA division being dissolved, but I do believe Zhang Jingnan has a fight coming up and is preparing. I don't know what that fight is. I will try to find out. But I think she is probably going to return to atomweight MMA, if I'm guessing, if I'm a betting man. I think that would be it. There's just not much of a division going on at strawweight. Even Ayaka is now fighting for the atomweight belt. Before Mengbo was released, she came down. So, yeah, seems like that's the case. Prime Video has a ONE FC channel now that streams ONE events and fights 24/7, says Anonymous. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. I have Prime Video here, but I don't know whether I get the channel. I have it, a subscription, in Hong Kong, but I have it on my TV here, so maybe I'll check that out. That's quite a cool feature. Glad to see. Because I believe, if you believe the naysayers, the experts were telling us that Prime Video and ONE had ended their deal. Yeah, if you believe that. That's strange they would start a channel that streams ONE fights 24/7 if they had ended their deal. I'm being sarcastic, yeah. ONE and Amazon have not ended their deal. I know there was a lot of fake news around that going out. They have a contract through to 2027, I believe, still. And from what I know, both sides wanted to carry on this deal. So there it is. That's good news. If you're a ONE fan and you're in America, you can watch ONE nonstop. I like the idea of that. I've always wanted a place to have a consolidated library of ONE events. I guess watch ONE FC, the in-house platform, probably has something close to that. But I really want to see some of those early ONE events, from before I even started covering it. That'd be cool. I don't know if they exist. I know some of them are on YouTube, but they're quite hard to track down. So I don't know. It'd be cool if there was a chronological library somewhere. But anyway, Anonymous thinks Zhang Jingnan is being safer when Stamp is ready. Well, I had Stamp on an interview a couple weeks ago, I think. She seems to be in no rush to get back to MMA, so poor Zhang will have to wait, I think, until 2027 if that's the case. Because Stamp's fighting kickboxing in November, and then she told me she wants to do Muay Thai with Vero early next year possibly, and then she'll do the atomweight MMA title fight with Denise or Ayaka, whoever wins in November. So Zhang might be waiting till the end of 2026 if that is the case. I hope not. I hope they can keep her active, keep her busy. I got a lot of love for Zhang Jingnan. I don't think she's been given a fair crack of the whip. She has beaten everyone they've put in front of her. Angela Lee twice. They had that awesome trilogy. I wish we could have seen a fourth. Obviously, Angela has retired, but she's beaten everyone they put in front of her. They eventually just ran out of people to give her because that's how good she was. I wish they could have signed some more strawweights for her, but it seems like they're not going to do that. So down to atomweight. But when's the last time she defended that belt? Was it Angela Lee? September 2023, I want to say, or 2022. 2022. Jeez. Maybe she's defended it since then. I might be wrong. I'm going to look it up on Tapology now. I know she's had some fights since then. Yeah, that was the last title defense. So literally 3 years ago, nearly. We're like a month out from that being 3 years. Absolutely crazy. And then she's had 2 fights in all since then. One of them was a mixed rules fight with Wonder Girl in September 2023, so a year after the Angela Lee trilogy fight. Didn't fight in 2024 at all. Had been scheduled to fight Stamp in Denver again in September, so another year after the mixed rules fight. Luckily, she fought. It wasn't another year until she got offered another fight. She fought in March and beat Meng Bo by unanimous decision. Did miss weight though. Meng Bo now gone from 1, which I can't really get my head around. I thought Meng Bo was a valuable player for 1. Can do strawweight, can do atomweight. Had got a pretty good win, I thought, in atomweight over Chihiro Sawada, who is a top 5 fighter in 1. So in the division, I don't know why Meng Bo left. Someone was asking about it in the chat. New guy. I don't know the scoop. I spoke to Meng Bo briefly after it happened, and I think she was surprised. We were just talking a little bit on DM, and she didn't seem to be taking it bad. Like she was happy. Yeah, she said, well, it's time for a new adventure. She's very positive about it all. So good luck to her. I hope it works out. Really like Meng Bo. I don't know why she was released at all. I think she's, like I said, valuable. I would have at least seen how far she could go in atomweight, because she lost to Zhang Jingnan at atomweight, but then she beat Chihiro, which is a very good win. So a little bit shocked there. Jeff Legtra asking, are weigh-ins and presses open to the public? Depends which event. Weigh-ins, usually no. They always no, to be honest. Unless you are a coach, family member, things like that. It's usually held at the fighter's hotel, so they don't let members of the public in per se. I'm sure some people may have snuck into some before. I don't know. But press conferences, yes, I think you can go. Depends. They don't always have press conferences. They usually do it for numbered events only. So there would be one in Tokyo, yes, in November. Will it be open to public? I think you can go. Just depends. I imagine that one would be quite full. So the one in Bangkok, they did one in Bangkok for 170, Tawanche Super One, when it was Impact Arena. The press conference was in the hotel. I want to say the Marriott, wherever everyone was staying. Not me, I was down the road. But whatever that nice hotel was, they had a room there. They did a press conference, I think. No, I'm lying to you. I think it was somewhere else. I can't even remember. I think it was there. Anyway, it was very, it was there. It was nice. I think some members of the public came in, but there's not many seats. So, Jeff, depends what show you're talking about and where. But they don't normally do them for fight night cards. They'll do it, only numbered events. Used to be every event I went to used to have a press conference, but they would be kind of a mixed bag. Some of them would be at the stadium, in Singapore. We'd go down to the stadium, and there wouldn't be really many people from the public there. Sometimes there were. I think they would have super fans would come. You could win a competition to go and ask a question and stuff, get picture taken, and it was a pretty cool experience if you're a big one fan. But it just depends what city. Bangkok, they normally do them down at the W Hotel as well. Been there a couple of times for press conferences. Qatar, they do them. Yeah, last time they did it in this very nice art gallery down near the famous market, whatever it is. So I don't even know. I didn't go to see I went to the press conference. I didn't. Yes, it's the Souk Waqif. I hope I pronounced that right. It's like the little traditional market. We went to the press conference was very close, just around the corner at this art gallery thing, and a very beautiful open air space. Really fun. Percy saying, I think one's contract with AP Amazon Prime expires in 27. That is correct. They signed a 5-year deal in 2022, which, yeah, just baffled me when all these reports come out. I say reports, it's just not even real. So I don't know what people were saying that for, but yeah, just do your bare minimum, please, of research. You can see a 5-year deal was signed in 2022. I covered it at the time, I remember. Anonymous saying, I hope they keep Stamp hyperactive, health permitting, to make up for lost time. Agreed, Anonymous. And yeah, just health permitting, as you say. We need to be cautious. But I think that's why Stamp herself delayed the comeback. And as bad as it was, you know, not having the Denver event because of that and everything, you know, that did suck. But I think a healthy Stamp, sorry, I should have got water here. A healthy Stamp is very important for one championship. You cannot underestimate that or understate that, sorry, how important she is to this company as a whole. She is their golden goose, you know, along with Rod Tang. Any growth they make in the US, all they've made already and any future is down to those two pretty much at the moment. So she is key. So she needs to be healthy. But yeah, I think you could see her just suddenly bang out like 5-6 fights in 2 years. I hope so. Maybe more, depends. But yeah, like she can fight 3 sports. She's held belts in all 3: MMA, kickboxing, Muay Thai. She's already got kickboxing with Kana, like I was saying earlier, and she wants to do Muay Thai with Vero, and she has the MMA title shot whenever she wants it, an atomweight, and then she's also got a strawweight MMA title shot still that was going to be in Denver last year. She's missed 2 Denver, so that's 4 fights already for her. I could see them all happening, yeah, in the next 15 months. So health permitting, as you say, Anonymous, yeah, I think we're going to see a hyperactive, so to speak, Stamp. Should be very busy, definitely. And I think, you know, it's been a tough couple years without her, for one, I'm sure, behind the scenes in terms of their marketing plans and the growth of the company. So yeah, Stamp is very, very important to any growth they will do. She's just a superstar. It's undeniable. Right. Lewis, still remember going to the toilet during the Zhong Jingnan special rules bout and missing the KO. Oh, I don't even remember there was a KO. I thought it was a decision. Or was it a doctor stop? I remember there being some stuff with the head. It wasn't a pretty fight. Yeah, it was a very ugly fight. I want to shout out AV Mail here though for the super sticker. I really appreciate that. $5. That is awesome. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Shout out to AV Mail. You know, this really helps. You know, I'm in quite a reflective mood, so I'll bore you all, but yeah, it's pretty much a year ago to the day, I think. You know, I got on a plane for Denver right around this time, and for last year, and you know, it was a whole new world for me because I was going out on my own. Essentially, I just had signed my deal with the Bangkok Post, which had been trying to get off the ground forever, and finally happened. And before that, I'd been working for Sportskita. Shout out to them. Love those guys and appreciate everything. I'm glad to still do a little bit of stuff for them, and I really thank them for, kind of. I had a good 7-8 months just covering shows with them. It was awesome. But my plan was always, I was hoping to get the Bangkok Post as well, and I was waiting for that. And once I got to America, I remember landing, and then it was just this whole new world. There's a mosquito here. I will get rid of. And I pretty much launched all my socials. I remember that week in Denver. This YouTube channel, my personal Instagram, my personal Facebook. I'd set them up before that, but I'd very sporadically used them. And because when I left SCMP, I pretty much went straight to. That's when I set the channels up. But then I went almost 3 weeks later. I think I signed a deal with Sportskita, which I wasn't expecting. So then I started doing all my stuff for Sportskita, and it was really fun. And I was very happy very proud to help grow some of their channels. I remember their YouTube was something like 2,000. And then last time I checked, it had gone up to 40, 50, just because all this one content exploded. And I was really proud of that. And their Instagram as well, the one content helped get a lot of new followers for that. But when about a year ago, long story short, I kind of really started using my own channels for my own interviews and putting all the footage I was getting on the ground, weigh-ins, face-offs, behind the scenes, interview clips on my stuff, and building my name. And I was scared at the time. I didn't know how to go. I thought maybe I need that brand behind me, SCMP or Sportskita. Wasn't really sure, because Bangkok Post, the deal with them is it's just writing. They didn't want any social stuff, so I was a bit surprised, but that actually gave me the chance to just focus on my own socials. And it was daunting, thinking, what if no one likes me or wants to follow me, watch me? Maybe they only want the brand. What if they only wanted SCMP? They only wanted Sportskita. But it's just crazy now to look back at that and see I don't even know how many followers on YouTube. Let me look. As of right now, 72,975, which, that's crazy. I remember, in 5 years, I think, at SCMP, I created the channel SCMP MMA YouTube channel, and all their Instagram and Facebook. I made all those channels myself off my own back. I poured 5 years of my life into those, and I'm talking my life. Every day I did that all. I built them up, but it was never for me. It never helped me really. It was helping a company, and I know that's part of the deal, but I didn't benefit anything from it, financially especially. So it's really cool now to get all the revenue I make here comes to me. Not much. It's really not much on YouTube, but Facebook now I have the monetization. That's a bit better, and it's just so sweet. I've had monetization there for like 6 weeks now, and just getting the first payout was pretty cool, quite emotional. And 72,000, nearly 73,000 subscribers, whatever you want to call it, on YouTube. Facebook 130,000, I think, more. Every day I look, it just goes up, and it's crazy. 133,000, I think. Instagram, I hit 30,000 last week. Madness. I never could have thought this would happen. Some people told me you should go on your own. I thought, no, I can't do it. No one cares about me, you know. But yeah, it seems like it's it's working. So thanks for everyone who watches, and thanks AV Mail. That $5 really appreciated, because it helps me pay contributors like Giuliano, who helps me out with video on the ground in Bangkok, and I'm hoping to get some more stuff going for you guys, more podcasts and things. When I'm away, when I'm at the events, I want to use Tom Taylor. Some of you may remember, I want to bring him back into the channel. Love Tom. Been talking to him about possibly doing some fight week content here on the channel, because it's a little difficult for me to do the live streams when I'm out there. So he can do watch alongs. So you guys will have some more content. You can chat amongst each other while I'm busy. But yeah, the $5 really helps, as do all the members who pay a monthly. I think it's a similar thing, $5. So I'm really thankful for all that. And that was a long tangent. Sorry all, but yeah, I'm feeling pretty nostalgic. What's the word? I mean, I'm looking back on. It's just been a great year. Ever since I touched down in America last year, things have just gone really well for me in life, in all facets of my life, all areas. Everything's just clicked personally and professionally for me. I'm just grateful. It's so fun to do this for a living, so appreciate it. And more, gonna be a lot more to come, don't worry. So we're just getting started. That's the scary thing. I can't imagine what it's gonna look like in another year. I don't even know. But thanks for all of you for watching the content, interacting. I appreciate it. All right, let me get back to your comments. But one more time, shout out AV Mail. Thanks for the super sticker. Al C back in the chat. What's up, Al? So I'm losing my voice because I didn't bring any water in with me, so I won't be able to speak much longer. But Al C saying, agreed, Percy, they need to have movement on some belts. Guys like Christian Lee sitting on 2 belts, everybody else is suffering. I've talked about it a lot. I'm frustrated at the situation with Christian Lee. I don't think it's his fault, honestly. I think he wants to fight, and he is fighting. I can tell you that. I can't say when. He posted a less than subtle thing on social saying back in business, and Christian Lee's got a fight coming up, so that'll be good. But he does have 2 divisions, so hopefully he will be hyperactive, just like Steph, next year. Alcy, Kana was promised Pet Gija. Must be a bit annoyed with the switcheroo. I don't know what that means, because Kana fought Pet Gija, I think. Yes, in Tokyo. Don't know what that's referring to. Chester says, I think some of the issues with MMA movement is the depth of the divisions, and also the fighter pay is more for some of the MMA athletes. Yeah, definitely they have some of those older contracts in one, and seems like one is, like I say, they're kind of creating a new MMA ecosystem in Friday Fights and kind of bringing fighters up through that instead of going and poaching expensive talent elsewhere. And I think some of the fighters on the older, bigger contracts are just going to fight less, sadly for them. So we'll see what happens there. Oh, I'm losing my voice here, definitely. So LC watch-alongs were good back in the day. Yeah, so that's the plan, Al. I remember you on them. We're going to, money permitting, I'll pay Tom Taylor a little bit to do some watch-along. Definitely, I'm thinking during Tokyo. So the big events, definitely those. 173. But like I said, it's all out of my own pocket. I don't have a freelance budget like I had at SCMP back in the day. So I had this whole team of people I would get paid. I remember like Tom Taylor, Korean John, Drake Riggs, Andrew Whitelaw, Matt Scott was freelance writer for me. There were others. Yeah, that's when I had money, not my own money, but I had money to spend. Now the budget is just my bank balance. So I do what I can, but Hong Kong's expensive, so I can't give away too much of my own money. It's so expensive to live here. Like the third most expensive city in the world, literally. All right, vegan, what's up? Edwin's got something to do. Goodbye, sir. Hope I can watch this coming Friday. Yeah, good to see you, Edwin. I hope you figure out the Kuwait Friday fight situation. If anyone knows anything about Kuwait's broadcast deal for Friday fights, let Edwin know in the chat. I can do about 5 more minutes, guys, because my voice is dying. This was meant to be a Friday fights preview, so haven't really done that. Maybe we can do that on Wednesday, because I'm looking on the website and they haven't even put the card up there yet. So I have the card on my Instagram somewhere. The main takeaway. Maybe we'll do a proper preview on Wednesday, but we could just look at it now. This is my Instagram. There it is. All right, yeah. Pampayak, Asadula main event. Oof, it's a crazy one. Asadula is insanely good. I was talking about him before, I think. Yeah, Mehdi loves this guy. He's special. Mehdi has a lot of good fighters, but he says Asadula is special. I think Asadula is future champion in flyweight Muay Thai in one. That's how good he is. So this is a really tall order for Pampayak. And we've seen Pampayak struggle a little bit since coming back to one after his long layoff, and he looked a little bit iffy in the first fight with Silvio. He got knocked out by Bikrev. Won the fight with Seydali, I think his name is. But yeah, this is a definite step up. So we'll see what happens there. This guy is very damn good. Song Chai Noi and Namsurian. Song Chai Noi is back. I think, the thing to look out for here is you look lower down the card, and Nadaka Yoshinari is fighting Hamada Asmani there. So I think both of these gentlemen win. They'll be facing off in the ring and setting up a atomweight Muay Thai title fight, I think, in Japan 1173. So that was the plan before in March. It didn't happen. But this, I think that's the plan now. If they both win, so we'll see if they can do that. So over to Namsurian and Zamani to see if they can spoil the party. Ferrari Fairtex back against Konklai. Should be a fun one. And some other names to look out for. Siasarani, Mohammed Siasarani, of course. Back against Oscar Siegert. Siasarani's got a couple of big wins back-to-back under his name, under his belt, shall I say, in kickboxing against Liu Mengyang, who obviously beat Noiri and is now fighting Tawanchai next month. And Kaito, the shootbox champ from Japan. So we'll see how he does. He's continuing this kickboxing journey. And there you go. Some really good fights, some big names on this card. It's a good one to watch. I like Harlison Nunez in MMA as well. Rikito one to watch out for. Bantamweight kickboxing, same gym as Nedeka and Shimon Iwa gym, I think it's pronounced, from Japan. So yep, keep an eye on him. Yeah, it's just all around should be a fun show. And then building up to the tentpole, September 26th. Some more fights have been announced for that one. I'm gonna close my Instagram and screen my other browser. So here you go. Let's look on their website. 126. There it is. Yeah. So they've added a few fights to that. We can talk about briefly. We already talked last week, I think, about Tawanchai and Li Mengyang, Nabil and Elias Enahachi. Oh, they don't have it on there. Brilliant. But they have added. I can confirm. Go back to Instagram. That's really annoying. Alessio Malatesta, yes, and PTT Bododor are now going to fight 147-pound catchweight, I believe, Muay Thai. Yeah, that's a tough second fight for Bododor. So Malatesta will, if he stands and bangs, I hope he's tightened up that defense a little bit. As we saw last time, he took a lot of damage last time. I remember, it was I think it was a split decision loss on that tentpole last time. But yeah, I was sitting quite far back. I couldn't see how bad his face was. But a lot of people were telling me on the broadcast you could see. But then the next day, I ran into him in the bathroom, actually, in the hotel. We said hello, and then I could just I saw the bruises on the face. It was bad. So we'll see if he tightens that up a bit. I'm sure Mehdi will be working on that with him. But this is a tough fight. They fought once before, I believe. This is a rematch, but it was outside of one. Where was it? Thai fight, I imagine. Yeah. Yeah, it was. I can't remember what year, but someone fill me in the chat. They'll know. Just doing some topology surfing now. But yeah, Malatesta's looked great. He's lost a couple in his last 3, but yeah, one was to Diakayev. That was always going to end in a knockout for someone. Diakayev hits damn hard, and then Yod IQ, great fight that was. It's decision, no shame losing that one. Yeah, but I really like Malatesta. He's fought so many huge names and like the big stars and won in Friday fights. Doesn't say no to anyone. He even fought Saenchai, I think. Yeah, he's crazy. I like Malatesta. We'll see. I think he could cause an upset here. Is Hong Kong the most expensive city to live in Asia? I swear it was Tokyo, Lewis says. Tokyo is actually getting... It used to be very expensive, but their economy isn't doing too good in Japan, so I shouldn't laugh. But your money goes very far there now if you're a tourist. The Hong Kong dollar did, especially. I think the US dollar does. So seeing a lot of tourists there at the moment, way more than I saw when I used to go to Japan 8, 9, 10 years ago, whatever it was. Yeah. And it's kind of pissing off the locals, actually. Japanese people, before, when I first went, I think it was 10 years ago, they're very nice to tourists, foreigners. They're very polite. They put up with your bullshit, because they have very strict rules about everything. And you can't help but fail to, break those rules, pretty much. it's a given. But they're very polite. But that's as long as you leave Japan. But now they're just losing their patience with all these tourists coming in. A lot from Australia as well, and they're just loud, crazy. So yeah, you're starting to see Japanese people they're so pissed off with people like me when they come and break the rules. I remember, last time I was there in March. It's so weird. Like, I bought a can of cold coffee in 7-Eleven. Then I was looking at a menu outside a noodle shop down the road. And this guy is like inside the store and just shouts out like, "No coffee, you can't bring it in." I'm like, I didn't even go into the shop. I was looking at your menu. But yeah, it made up my mind not to eat there. So he lost a customer. But yeah, anyway, it's pretty expensive in Hong Kong, man. It's Tokyo is it's pretty good right now. If you want a holiday, a lot of Hong Kongers go there on holiday. It's like #1 destination. Yeah, Hong Kong's just ridiculous expensive. Maybe let's look it up. What are the most expensive cities in the world? Tell me, Google AI. New York, Hong Kong, LA, London, Paris, Zurich. Interesting. Geneva, Basel. There you go. Hong Kong, Singapore, and then a few in Switzerland. So it's very expensive here. So I'm gonna shake my tin can one more time. If you want to help me, like the video, subscribe, become a member. All right. Has one announced if 1173 going to be on pay-per-view Amazon Prime? Percy else, I do not know, Percy. Sorry. I will let you know as soon as I hear. Ritu and Itsuki added. Yes, good. Thanks for pointing that out. I did post about it earlier today. Itsuki Hirata and Ritu Fogat will fight at 1173 atomweight MMA. This is a cool fight for me. It feels like the early days of my one covering career. Is that a thing? It's just flashbacks, throwbacks to the atomweight Grand Prix. When Angela Lee got pregnant and they did the 8-woman tournament. Itsuki and Ritu were both in that. Both won their first round fights. Ritu got to the final, but I think Itsuki pulled out of a semi-final with the injury or something. But she beat Elise Anderson in the quarterfinal. That's when there was a lot of hype on Itsuki at that point. I remember she was, the next big thing. And after that, things seemed to kind of, not go her way ever since that moment of, pulling out of the tournament. She's had a mixed record since then. Yeah, she lost to, she was going to fight Ritu. There you go, poetic in the tournament. That is a great storyline, and it'll be 4 years on from that. October 2021, it would have been. It was tough because it was a very tight turnaround for that tournament. I think they banged it out in 4 months or something. The first fights were in the September. Then they wanted to come back a month later. And then they tried to rush the finals for December that year because I think December was meant to be 1X, the 10th anniversary, but it ended up getting pushed back to March next year because of COVID. So they wanted the Grand Prix finals in December, so they were just smashing out the tournament. And a couple of the girls pulled out injured. Itsuki, and I think Ham was also gonna be in the semis. Had to pull out with an injury. after beating Denise. Yeah, it was unfortunate. But yeah, I enjoyed that tournament either way. So yeah, so since then, she had been on a 4-5 fight win streak and won, I think, or 4 or 5, and yeah, then it all went wrong after that. Lost to Jihin. Then she had that was a split decision, close fight, but then that was at 1X, I think, yeah. And then beat Lin Hashin, but she missed weight, I remember, and then all the weight stuff started with Itsuki. I think she may have missed weight for the Jihin fight as well. I can't remember. But then she missed for yeah, I think that's correct. Then Sohee Ham just refused to fight her in Singapore, November 2022. That caused a big stink. I remember I was working at SCMP at the time, and I put that up on the website, and I went to bed, and I woke up and checked the chart beat numbers, and it was like, boom, crazy. Like 100,000 people read this story. What? Just went mental, yeah. And then it's one of the biggest stories on the whole website that day. So yeah, madness. Yeah, then Ayaka Miura lost to her. Wasn't much fun, that fight. They eventually redid the Ham fight. She lost to both of those. Yeah, and then she lost to Souza, obviously. But as we covered a couple weeks ago, she came back and beat Artie Kutri. And I asked her, you may have seen my interview with her on this channel after that fight, and I said, will you be at 173? And she was very coy about it, but I could tell something was up. And here it is, yes. Pretty sure they were waiting to see if she would win that fight. Then they would put her on the card. And I agree. I think it's a good idea. She's still very popular. Yeah. And I think this is a good fight for her. Ritu was out for a while after giving birth. She's gone for a couple of years at least, maybe 3 years. She came back, fought Ayaka in February, Qatar. Ayaka made short work of that, but we'll see if Ritu has shaken off the ring rust now. I'm expecting to see a better version of her here, but I think it's a winnable fight for Itsuki. And then who knows, she might get some momentum going again. Maybe fulfill the potential, which we all saw. She was being hailed. Yeah, the next big thing. All right. Thai fight. Yeah, Chummy Boy. It says PTT and Malatesta. Thai fight guys have been having it rough in one. Tristan says, I miss you, Daddy. How are you, Tristan? Good to see you. And rent in Hong Kong is crazy, Alcy says, but I found eating out at MTR cheap. Yeah, the MTR is cheap. That's the Hong Kong version of the Singapore's MRT, and Thailand's or Bangkok's BTS, train. Well, actually, Bangkok BTS is a sky train. Bangkok has its own underground. But yeah, it's crazy expensive here. Rent is crazy. Eating out is a mixed bag. If you eat at local places, it can be pretty cheap. Yeah, but not always. That's from Rip Off Britain perspective, Alcy. Yeah. I mean, London is just as expensive as here. Vegan asks, is Lin Hashin out of one? Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen her name for a while. Percy says, I remember Chevello used to call Itsuki the arm collector during the early days of one. Yeah, she had a couple of big subs. I think an armbar on Rika Ishige, and that was her second fight. I think an Americana against someone in her first fight, a Filipino girl. But yeah, it was there's a lot of hype behind it, Suki. It's safe to say it's kind of dissipated a bit last few years, but we'll see if she can get it back. Alive Bread. I almost cried at 1 Friday Fights 1-2-1. Thai's lost almost every card against foreigners. Hey, it happens sometimes. Some weeks you get all the foreigners win. Some weeks you get all the Thais win. Sometimes you get a mix. It's just the nature of the 4-ounce Muay Thai. I was talking to my hairdresser, my barber, about this today, actually. He's a fan of combat sports, and he knows I cover one, and he asked me about it. And yeah, I was saying, it's very difficult for foreigners in traditional Muay Thai because the Thais most of the time are going to win because they have just much higher, superior technique and skill, and it's hard to close that gap. The 4-ounce gloves just eliminates that, and that's why you see a lot of these foreigners having success in one, and that's why a lot of people are upset. They're saying it's ruining Muay Thai and this and that. I understand both sides, but yeah, Tristan's good, just chilling. Good to see you. So yes, was supposed to catch up with Tristan. I didn't talk about the releases yet. So that was last week. I will try and maybe next show we can talk about some of the releases. We talked about Smiller a little bit today. Yeah, sorry, work's just been crazy. I have my other job at the moment here in Hong Kong. I work on a magazine here as well, twice a year, some extra cash. And it's pretty intense, 6 to 8 weeks, twice a year. So I'm a bit stretched thin at the moment. So I don't always get to do my live shows when the magazine is on, just because long days. Trying to fit in everything else as well, like the gym and stuff. So yeah, but I was sad to see Smiller go, City Chai go, all of them. I like them all. Celeste, Alex Roberts, Quan Monel, that broke my heart. Love that guy. And who else? I'm forgetting one. Shamil Adukov. I was surprised to see him go. Even though he'd lost two, they were two of the best guys in the division, Alif and Ellis Barboza. So didn't really understand that one. I have a graphic somewhere. I can give my brief thoughts on it now, even though I'm running out of time and voice power. Smiller, I was not surprised because there was a whole drama last year with her losing her belt on the scale, and they wanted a flyweight division, but it just wasn't happening. And I think she wanted to leave by the end, and I think they offered her. I heard they offered her a fight with Jackie for the Muay Thai belt, the one that Stella is now gonna fight Jackie next month. I think they offered Smiller the Jackie fight and for the vacant belt, but she told them can't make the weight. So yeah, as you can see in my post there, I understand one has cut Smiller because she's unable to compete in its heaviest women's weight class. And they said, I got the info, if one open a flyweight division, they'll be happy to have her back. So who knows, maybe. From what I know, Smiller's going to go to MMA, though, and she has something, I think, lined up for December, around there, later this year. Everyone's saying UFC, but it's not going to be that straight away. And I think she's going to have to gain some experience. Maybe Invicta or something like that would be good. But I'm sure there are other promotions, not MMA, reaching out to her. Maybe Karate Combat, looking at her. Who knows? RWS. God, who knows? She's a special talent. yeah, I'm sad, really sad to see her leave. One female on the bill, I think someone called her in the comments on one of my posts. I think that's kind of apt. Sidichai, yeah, just really sad to see him go. He's a great guy. He's a legend. Um, I wish we could have seen more kickboxing fights for him, and I think that's maybe what he wanted. He was fighting a lot of Muay Thai as well, and he was fighting killers, Nico Carrillo, Shadow. These guys are all top 5 guys. So, he did commendably against them, but I think he's a kickboxer first and foremost. And he holds a win over Noiri, which is like very impressive. And Noiri's now the interim champ, so I would have really liked to see Sidichai, maybe challenge Noiri sometime again down the line. See what happens with Noiri and Superbon. Tawanchai's staying in the mix for kickboxing. Sidichai has a win over him in Muay Thai, so plenty of interesting matchups he could do. So sad to see him go, but all the best for him. And I'm hearing he's had a few offers, and I'm sure it won't be long before he's back in action. And he's a legend. I'm sad to see him go. Maybe some of these fighters. Well, I could see Smiller maybe coming back if the stars aligned on flyweights, things like that. I could see Shamil Adukov coming back. Maybe getting a few wins elsewhere. Maybe see Celeste going back if she got some wins. Yeah, I'm not sure about Alex Roberts. I think he's probably too old. Don't want to knock him, but he came in quite late in his career. There's not much of a heavyweight division. That's all in one for Muay Thai kickboxing. Kwan, I don't think he'll be back. He was a surprise, but yeah, he wasn't released. He was just his contract expired, and then one waived its matching rights. So I was surprised by that. Yeah, why one didn't retain him. I thought he's a very good fighter, and I'd like to see him take on some of these other guys. I think he's lost to Andrade twice, but I think he had some cool fights still in that division. Lineker, Lohman, Pakatu, Enk Orgel. Yeah, I'm not really sure why he's gone. So I love the guy. Tom Taylor and I used to have this thing called The List, where we would talk about, there'd be some fighters who, they may not be champions, they may not be most popular, they may not be most famous, but it's just something about them that we love, whether it's their certain skill they have. Usually, it's based on their kind of ability, but we'd be like, they're on the list, and Quan Monel, for me, was on the list. I just loved his boxing. I thought he was really, really good fighter. And, he got done twice by Fabricio, but there's no shame in that. Body shots both times. But I just love his style. Surprised, sad to see him go. Love the guy. And he was so funny. And he worked really hard on his English, which not a lot of Koreans do in MMA. And he was funny as hell. He'd say these hilarious sound bites in every interview we do. But I'm gonna fucking kill him. Yeah, and he'd say it in the ring as well on the broadcast, like, you mother effer. And I just thought he was great. But yeah, I don't think he'll be back, and I don't think Sidichai will be back. He's still got some prime years left, so I think if he does come back to one, it might be tail end of career. But what would be the point? I don't know. Maybe he'll want to go after the one belt. Who knows? But yeah, I think this might be it for most of those fighters in one. Smiller, maybe Shamil. We'll see. Yeah, you give me your thoughts on the releases. Sorry, I wasn't around to cover it last week. I think it's got busy with the magazine. Is the Hitman still fighting for one? I thought he retired. Percy says Liam Harrison. He will be back. He had to have shoulder surgery. I think it was something. He got fixed. He was going to fight Solinu in Denver in August, so this month. But Denver show was pushed to next year. I think it was June. But I think they re-offered the fight for him and Solinu in August or September, and it was going to happen. But yeah, he had a shoulder injury or something. He got taken care of. He will be back. I think he's been posting about it lately. Any news on Andrade? Percy asks. Nope. I wish I did have some. I do not. What do you think about Ngannou being a no-show at this PFL Africa events? Don Davies was pissed. Don Davis, yeah. I'm not farting, sorry. I'm just pressing my desk with my palm. In case you thought I was doing that on the live stream. I saw his response saying like he didn't go because the whole main card was non-African fighters. So I don't know. I don't watch the PFL that often. I see some of the big fights, clips. I don't watch anything really other than one, just because it's so much of it and I'm so busy. But so I can't really comment. I didn't see it. I'm sure the event was good. I can understand why PFL would be pissed. They pay Ngannou a lot of money. Can understand why Ngannou wouldn't want to go if they weren't highlighting African fighters. It just seems like one of those things that happen in combat sports between both sides. Yeah, I'm sorry, Percy. I don't know. What do you think? Alive Bread. Why Kwon Il though? He's a killer in this division. He got 100% finish rate. Yeah, like I said, I just don't know why they wouldn't renew him. I'm sure he'll go somewhere else and do very well. Okay. Right. Well, that's it, guys. Sorry, coming up to the hour and a half mark. So, love you and leave you. I'll be back. Not tomorrow. Got another magazine day tomorrow. So, maybe Wednesday. We'll see. That's why I did a mini preview today for Friday Fights, because I wasn't sure if I'll get to do another show this week, but I'll try my best. Things are just a little busy right now. And then, yeah, next week, be back in Bangkok. Fight night. One fight night 35 and one fight night's 123. So, yeah, appreciate it. AV Mail says, whenever works, we'll be here. Yeah, thanks once again for your super sticker, AV Mail. Appreciate that. And thanks for the support, as always, of everyone watching. Percy as well. Live Bread. Would you rather see Adrian Lee fight Cade instead of Ty? I think that was the plan, Live Bread, but Cade is injured at the moment. He's got a pretty bad knee. He had a pretty bad knee. I think it's better now, but he was in a knee brace and stuff. So, yeah, Ty it is. I'm a little surprised, yeah. I've talked about it already. I'm not sure about the matchmaking in this one. I would have protected both guys a bit more. But, one likes to throw big stars against each other, not afraid of it, which I respect. But anyway, yeah, I'm out of here. I need to go drink some water. My voice is dying. I'll see you all soon. Thanks for watching.